Hey everyone! Quick question. Have you ever seen someone who's clearly not rich buying that big name handbag, flashy sneakers, posting it on Insta, showing off like, look at me? And you thought, why? Doesn't it make more sense to save or invest instead? Well, here's the kicker. That behavior isn't just random. There's real psychology and real financial risk behind it. Today we're going to unpack why people with limited means sometimes engage in status shopping, the brands, the flexing, and more importantly, what you can do about it. If you stick with me, you might start looking at your spending, or your friends, differently, and maybe choose better. Let's go. Part 1. The phenomenon. So let's define it. It's when somebody whose income or resources are modest still spends money on high-status brands, luxury items, or items that signal, I've arrived. In economics, this is often called conspicuous consumption, buying things because they signal status more than because you need them. Researchers studying consumer behavior show that social class matters a lot in how people think about status, spending, and brands. For example, a paper on social class and consumer behavior found that working class versus middle class individuals have different spending habits and motivations. Also, there's research showing that brand and identity are tied up together. Our choice of branded goods can reflect who we want to be or how we want to be seen. So, when someone with little cushion of financial security buys a big name brand, it's not dumb necessarily. It could be a signal, to self or others, of belonging, status, recognition. Part 2. Why it happens. The psychology and social drivers. Let's dig into why. Here are some big drivers. 1. Status and social comparison. We humans are wired for social comparison, how we measure up to others. When your circle, your community, your media all show successful people with certain brands, there's pressure. And spending on status goods becomes a way of keeping up or showing you're part of the club. Research shows social influence is a strong driver of consumer behavior. Also, the face concept in some cultures. People buy brands because saving face or maintaining status among peers matters. 2. Compensatory consumption. When people feel they lack some status or feel insecure about their social position, they may buy things to bridle that feeling. Scholars call this compensatory consumption. The idea, if I feel less in one domain, wealth status, I might spend in another, brand, appearance. In other words, the brand becomes a shortcut to I matter. 3. Identity and self-image. What you buy tells a story about you, or how you want to look. When brands are strong identity markers, they help stitch together who I am, or how I want to be. That's why brands stay alive. They're about more than product, they're about personality and identity. So even if the money is tight, the emotional payoff, feeling important, seen, worthy, can feel worth it. 4. Psychological reward. Immediate gratification. Buying something flashy gives you a boost. Likes, compliments, attention. It triggers the reward circuits. Sometimes that immediate high overshadows the long-term financial cost. Behavioral economics shows present bias and instant gratification are big in consumer spending. Part 3. The problem. Okay, so you might be thinking, so what? If it makes them feel good, what's wrong? Good question. Here are the risks. Financial stress. Spending above your means less saved, more debt, fewer options. That status good becomes a burden. False status, shaky foundation. The outside looks good, but the inside may be precarious. When income or stability drops, the status house of cards can fall. Social trap. You may keep spending more just to maintain the image, even if your underlying situation is weak. That's dangerous. Delayed opportunity cost. Money used for flexing could have been used for building real financial freedom, investments, emergency fund, skills, etc. And yes, some research suggests that making consumption decisions purely based on social class or status motives leads to weaker long-term financial well-being. Part 4. The shift. What to do instead. So here comes the good part. How to break the cycle. If you catch yourself, or someone you know, chasing status through spending, Here's how you can turn it around. 1. Ask the big question, who am I trying to impress? Before you buy that flashy item, pause and ask, am I buying this for me, my values, my future? Or for them, the people looking? If it's the latter, you might rethink. 2. Focus on real wealth versus perceived wealth. Real wealth was freedom, options, peace of mind. Perceived wealth, the appearance of status. Ask, will this purchase increase my real wealth or just fuel perception? Shift mindset. How can I invest in my future? Instead of, how can I show others I made it? 3. Build a status-proof spending plan. A. Set your baseline. Essential costs, plus savings, plus investment, non-negotiable. B. Any discretionary spend beyond that must align with your values and long-term goals. C. If you still buy branded status items, do it consciously, and only after your financial foundation is solid. 4. Recognize the social influence and detach a little media, peers, social networks push us to consume. Awareness is power. When you see someone flexing, remember, you don't owe them your bank account. You can still participate in social life, but you decide how, when, and at what cost. 5. Shift to identity-aligned consumption. Spend on things that truly reflect you. Skills, experiences, health, relationships, rather than just, look what I have. Experience spending tends to give more lasting happiness than status goods. This is a broader concept in consumer psychology. So to wrap up, if you ever felt tilted by the idea that you should look rich before you can be rich, you're not alone. There's a tug of war between appearance and reality, between what society wants us to show and what will actually serve us. Here's the golden line. You don't need to show everyone your success. Build your success first, quietly. If this video made you think, click like, subscribe for more real talk about money. Pulse's mindset plus life. Drop a comment. What was a purchase you made to impress someone else? How did you feel after? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.